I want a job, so how much salary will you give me?
Stop getting the wrong advice. Want a job in the Middle East? Contact Loy Macedo.
I don't know what kind of music you listen to, but when people look at me, they think I listen to heavy metal or grunge or, death rock or all that stuff. I actually listen I listen to 60s, the 70s. I listen to the old songs, 60s, 70s, even the 80s, the pop 80s, 90s. It can be Patsy Cline, which you must have never heard of. You just Google search Patsy, Patsy Cline, Cline, or you can even check the Platters, 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 or the Carpenters. So I kind of listen to oldies, and some of the other genres I listen to is like country music. And my earliest recollection of listening to country music was by sheer accident. I don't know who was listening to this, but Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. Okay? Now, if you have not heard this song, I suggest, even if you are not a person who listens to country or English music, listen to this song. And if you cannot follow what he says because he has a Australian accent, try to get the lyrics and read the lyrics as he is singing it. It's a very beautiful song. Kenny Rogers, he sang this song. He says, you got to know, one of the in between, there's the lyrics that goes like this. You got to know when to hold up. You got to know when to fold up. You got to know when to walk away. You should know, you got to know when to run. Yeah. He's talking about a gambler, a guy who gambles. And one of the advice he gets is you should know in gambling when you should hold, when you should fold, when you should walk away from the gambling session, and when you should run. It's beautiful. The song you'll just keep listening to again and again and again. One other song you need to listen to is The Coward of the County. He speaks about a guy who was always bullied and pushed around and made fun of. And even though everyone made fun of him and laughed at him, there was one girl who believed in him, and she loved him more than anything in the world. And one day what happened was this love of his life, she was in a barn, and the captain's 3 sons, they were the biggest bullies. They locked the door and they kind of molested the girl. So then this guy came. He came there, and then he saw these 3 guys with the love of his life. And she was crying, and she came to him and she was sobbing. And these 3 boys, when they saw this, instead of being like, worried or alarmed, they laughed at him. They laughed and said, what the hell will he do? So he looked at his girl, and he was really, heartbroken, and he held his girl, and, he was walking away. As he was walking away, these 3 guys started to laugh. And they were laughing, and then as the song goes, he let her out and he closed the door, locked the door shut. And then these 3 guys who were laughing, they just kept quiet, there was dead silence. And then the song goes that all the years of frustration and anger that was there within him, he turned around and he let all 3 of them have every bit of anger, frustration, everything, And then the singer goes saying that when the door opened, not a single guy was standing. And, he stood up for the honor of his loved one. And then the song ends, everyone called him the coward of the county. Now, I just shared with you, like two songs that kind of gave the wisdom of the ages. And I thought I'd, just share with you the very powerful lesson that I learned from this song and how it influenced my life. The song in context is The Gambler. Okay? Yes, the coward of the county, we always like a heroic ending, and all the years of frustration and anger, we'll remove it on, people who have used it against us. But this is not about that heroic feel-good song, Although I know most of us like to believe in a fairy tale ending. But my main focus would be this song, Gambler. Now, if you listen just to those four pieces of advice this gambler's mentor gave him, you should know when to hold up, okay? Stick to your guns. You should know when to fold up. Say, okay, I had enough. You should know when to walk away. Walk away means give up. And you should know when to run. Means forget everything, just abandon ship, kind of. And I think it's very relevant to people because we have been born and raised with so much of information. Sometimes the good information or the good advice is actually bad for us. See, I'm talking primarily of these motivational books where they say, never give up on your dreams and believe in yourself and try till you succeed. Yes, there is a lot of merit in that. You should not give up on your dreams. You should not. If I had given up on my life, I wouldn't be alive today. If I had, committed suicide in 2011, I wouldn't be here today. If I had given up during trials and tribulations, I wouldn't be there where I am. I'm not talking of that. I'm not talking of finding meaning in the deepest, darkest moments of your life. Rather, I'm talking about, these moments where we go for something that we call our dream. For example, I tried for years and years, to become a radio jockey. I want you to listen to this speaker. He's a motivational speaker of the 80s. His name is Les Brown, Lesbrown. And one of his motivational talks is he says, you got to be hungry. And the way he says it with passion, you got to be hungry. Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, you just listen to that guy. You can Google search on YouTube, Les Brown, hungry. You just listen to that guy. I'll tell you, no matter how dead you are, you will just get the fire to fight and go on and conquer the world. He's that good. However, there is a problem with his advice, and the problem is this. Sometimes we get motivated to do things what we are not meant to do. In my case, I always wanted to be a radio jockey. In Dubai, there was only one English station which was FM 92, Dubai FM 92. And the only other FM station that time was Al Quwain FM. It was a Hindi FM. Later on, they came with the Hum FM, Hindi, Urdu, Malayalam, Hum FM. Hum FM means us. And then obviously during the boom period, many other FMs came from FM 92 to ARN Radio Network, Dubai Eye, multiple Hindi speaking FMs came. They sprang up. So I'm talking of the days in the kind of 90s when the FM, there was only Dubai FM and Hum FM. There were only two. And in Dubai FM, which is FM 92, they would only take Brits, they would only take whites, because their demographic was primarily the white people. And the Hum FM, Hindi, Urdu, Malayalam, obviously it was the Indian Urdu and Malayalam speaking community, which is kind of the largest. Later on, Pinoy or Filipino radio stations, but they came quite later on. So these were the common FMs. Now the problem is, I was not a white guy, so I couldn't apply for this Dubai FM 92. And I was not a Hindi speaking guy, so I couldn't apply for the Hindi speaking, Urdu speaking FM. However, what did I know? I just believed in this, you got to be hungry, you never give up on your dreams. I used to read all these motivational books. So I believed, never give up. And you will not believe, I tried for the FM for, I think, nearly 8 years. You're not talking of 1 year, you're not talking 2 years, 8 years. I kept trying again and again and again. Every month I would try. I would go there. I would stand outside. I would pass by. I would give my resume. I tried literally everything. I'd give my tape. I tried everything on the planet for 8 years. To the point where they had called the security, they called people to get me thrown out. They embarrassed me. They laughed at me. I even got in. I even put my foot through the door to work for free. I was so desperate to get in. I was even trying to impress people by serving them tea, coffee, whatever, because I just wanted to get my foot through the door and try and succeed. And well, let me spoil the suspense for you and tell you that it never worked. And eventually, you go through ups and downs in life. Finally, when you go through downs and downs and downs, and when you don't have a job and you don't have money, and you don't even have money to take a cab, and you go through enough and more pain, failures can get to you, man, sometimes. And when it reaches a point where you just can't take it anymore, you draw the line and say enough is enough. Because see, here's the thing. Yes, never give up on your dreams. Sleep on a sofa. Eat from the dustbin. Fine. How long can you do that? And at what point do you stop? Just because Colonel Sanders achieved success at the age of 62, what are you going to wait until the age of 62 to decide, is it worth it or not? And what if you don't achieve after 62? You're 70, you're 80 and you die, finish. So your whole life you pursued one goal, you didn't achieve it. Is that how you want to live your life? Or do you want to be smart and evaluate your options and decide, no, it's not working out for me, I might as well try something else? See, the thing is, there are so many motivational books and CDs and tapes and podcasts that tell you never give up on your dreams and achieve your dreams. I tell people in Olympics, to qualify for the Olympics itself is a Herculean effort. After you qualify and become the best in your country, after beating everyone, you reach the Olympic stage. There also is a qualifiers. So let's say there are 10 runners. For example, there are 10 runners. I think there are 8 in each heat. There are 10. So there are a total of 40. Out of the 40, they will take only the top 4. Okay? Let's assume they'll take the top 2 out of 40 runners. So first 10 people run, 2 get selected. Next 10 people run, 2 get selected. Next 10 people run, 2 get selected. Next 10 people run, 2 get. So now you have 8 out of 40. So what happened to those 32? Their dreams are destroyed. Finish. And out of the 8 who qualify, there'll only be first, second, and third. So out of those 8, 5 of them will walk away with nothing. Okay? And out of the first, second, and third, the bronze nobody remembers. The silver will always wish, shit, I could have got the gold. The gold is only one person, Usain Bolt, for example. What about all the rest of the people? You'll say, yeah, they at least tried. Yeah, it sounds nice. They at least tried. But then after that came what? After trying, and they failed. Every 4 years, they spend 4 years to qualify. 4 years of hard work, sacrifice, money, investment, effort. And they don't make it. Again, they try, they don't make it. Finally, they get relegated to what? Being a college professor, right? If they had put the same effort in something else, let's say business, or maybe they would have got some returns. Do you know how many boxers, how many MMA fighters, how many skaters, how many gamers, they're just bankrupt doing nothing? I know what you'll say. Yeah, there are a lot of business people who have not, who have tried, who have failed. I think the smart balance to this is you need to evaluate your risks, your risks and opportunities, your failure and success, your chances. Like there are so many guys who want to be bodybuilders, who want to be bodybuilding legends. How many bodybuilding legends do you know? You might know Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, Donnie Yates. What about the rest of the guys? So this is not me telling you give up on your dreams. I'm no one to tell you give up on your dreams or go for your dreams. That's entirely up to you. The point I want you to keep in mind is just what Kenny Rogers said in his song. You got to know when to hold. You got to know when to fold. You should know when to walk away. And you should know when to run. Because if you lose all your money, on the gambling table, finished, you can't sit down again. And there are enough and more people who have lost every single thing, including their house, their savings, even they have gambled their wife, So, yes, it feels good when you hear someone say, never give up on your dreams, try till you succeed. Everything has a price. So now obviously the question is, okay, Loy, what do you suggest? I give up on my dream, I sit on my ass? No, I'm not saying that. Be smart. Use common sense. Use discretion. Use intelligence. There are so many things that I've tried. So many things. And I can tell you this. I have failed in... if I've tried 100 things, I failed in maybe 99. Like for example, you're seeing me on YouTube. And for you, oh, YouTube is successful. Well, you're just looking at one venture. You're not looking at all the other ventures I've tried and failed. There are so many other ventures I've tried and failed. And I've failed embarrassingly, I mean miserably. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows, Like we look at Jack Ma, we look at Elon Musk, we look at Richard Branson. Why do we even remember their names? Oprah Winfrey. Why do we remember their names? Because they are 1 in 7 billion or 8 billion. It's like winning a lottery, the most expensive, the biggest lottery in the world. It's 1 in a lifetime. There's only 1 Oprah Winfrey, 1 Richard Branson, 1 Jack Ma. If it was a common phenomenon, there would be so many Jack Ma's. It would be normal. We would say billionaire and it would be very normal. Billionaire, billionaire, billionaire. Why do we get so fascinated 1 in a billion? Or why do we feel, why do we even remember Jack Ma or Oprah or Michael Jackson or whomsoever? Because it's a rare exception. It's not the rule. It's an exception to the rule. So I just want you to keep in mind that, don't assume that you can be successful. Don't assume that you can achieve success easy. Now, this is not to make you feel down, or this is not to make you feel sad or upset. It is to tell you that I think you need to seriously sit down with yourself. You need to seriously evaluate. You need to seriously think. Okay? What am I doing? Where am I headed? Here's a game plan for you. Simple solution. And then we'll close this topic. Give yourself a deadline. That's what I do. I have a goal. I give myself a deadline. I give myself a time period. I give myself the amount of money. And I said, okay, I'm going to try everything possible in my capacity to complete it within this. I'll give it all out. And if within this time period or within this effort or within this budget, I don't achieve it and it's gone, I let it go. Whether it's buying a lottery ticket, whether it's trying your luck in a game, whether it's trying a business venture, anything, or a job, I give myself a deadline. Time, effort, money. I stretch my budget a little bit and I keep it at that. And I give the maximum. If after that I still don't achieve within that time frame, that's it. So you need to define very specifically what it is. Like for example, YouTube. I am not going to, my goal is, okay, 100,000 subscribers, but it's not like, oh shit, 100,000, I have to. No, if it comes, it comes. I'm not making it a priority. As long as I achieve my daily target, and my daily target is put out one video a day. That's it. If I can put out one video a day, I'm happy. I made that my target. I didn't make my target, oh, I have to focus on 1 million. No, getting followers, that's a totally different target. Churning out content is what matters. For me, I prefer content. I don't want the numbers. The numbers will follow. I just know at a tipping point, the numbers will just flood in. But for now, I want to focus on content. I want to learn how to handle what I have. So this is what I have to say, guys, with terms of music, with terms of the realities of life. So you let me know your thoughts. When should you give up on your dreams? When should you say enough is enough? Finish? You're walking?
Yes, sir.
Finish?
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, see you. So, all I'll tell you is, you decide. I know there are these powerful examples. Oh, when will you tell your baby to give up walking when it falls 100 times? Yes, all that sounds nice. Walking is a necessity. Achieving $1 billion is not a necessity. You can live without achieving $1 billion. Let's keep things into context. A baby walking or earning a livelihood is a necessity. So anyway, you let me know your thoughts. Not trying to tell you give up on your dreams. Please don't think that way. We have enough and more negativity in the world. I think it's about being smart, using discretion and common sense and wisdom. Sorry. So let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from a different point of view. All right, you guys take care.
I want a job, so how much salary will you give me?
Stop getting the wrong advice. Want a job in the Middle East? Contact Loy Macedo.